Welcome back. Thank you for watching. Today I am going over 9 horror movies you've probably never heard of. I won't be giving away any spoilers on this list, so you don't have to worry about that. And before I start, I just want to say thank you all for helping me reach over 1,000 subscribers. That's pretty cool. When I shared the channel with like family and friends, I had like under 100 people do it. So knowing that most of the subscribers that I'm getting are from people who actually like the content is really cool. Plus that's like more like more people than I have like on Instagram or Facebook or anything, so it's just kind of cool to be more popular here on YouTube. So thank you guys, and I read the comments and I appreciate all the comments and all the love, and even the negative ones make me laugh, but I get a lot of positive stuff, so thank you guys. I definitely try getting back to all of you or people that I feel like have any questions. You know, I do try to reach back out, but sorry if that takes some time. It takes some time sometimes. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. Number 9 on my list is All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. This is a slasher. It has a grindhouse feel to it. It's kind of like an indie movie. It's a slasher, but it's very unique for a slasher. It doesn't really feel necessarily like a slasher. Without giving anything away, I would just say the title is very accurate to the story, and it's just one of those titles that, like, the first time I finished watching the movie, I thought the title just like went really perfect for it. I think I saw it on Netflix, but I don't know exactly where you can find it. I'll try to post some links below if I do find it available for streaming. But I went ahead and bought this movie because it was really that fun and that unique, and I can be a little bit picky with the movies that I allow into my collection, and so I definitely like this one enough to add it to the collection. It's not the scariest, but it is definitely a horror movie, so there's a heads up for that. But definitely give that one a try. Number 8, I have The Collector. This one I feel like is one of the 2 that on this list that are maybe a little more popular, or maybe have been heard of by more people, but still doesn't get like the credit it deserves, and didn't have like a big push, definitely not mainstream. But this is a really fun movie. It's got a lot of good kills. Again, not trying to ruin it. I would say it has a very Saw-like feel, like the movie, the original Saw. It's like very dark, a little, kind of brutal and creative. And for a slasher type of movie, it's very original. I like the premise of what goes on in the movie, and it's a lot of fun. Definitely underrated. Definitely was surprised by how good this was, and the killer's pretty scary actually too. When you find out like what The Collector is, what it's about, that I think like it's a really creepy payoff. Number 7 is a movie called Dark Ride. This one was part of a series called the 8 Films to Die After Dark Horror Fest, one of the 8 films to die for. And the way they were advertised or marketed was really cool because they said that they were too scary to put into movie theaters, but the truth was that a lot of them were B movies, and not that great. Some of them weren't. But this one actually I really like. I've seen a few of them, and this one was pretty cool. It's a slasher movie. Also, it's got a really creepy premise. One of the cool things about it, I'm not giving away too much, I just think that this is a really cool concept, is they do some mushrooms while they go to a dark ride after hours. A dark ride is like a haunted or a horror attraction, and they eat some mushrooms, and just the idea of what happens while you're tripping on mushrooms is definitely a scary concept. But it's a lot of fun, and if you like slasher movies, I definitely think that you could watch this and you won't regret that decision. Number 6 on the list is a movie called Starry Eyes, and this one is pretty cool. It's definitely an indie movie. It definitely has like that B movie feel, but it has a really cool storyline. It's involving like the occult, and if you like to like study about the occult or like Illuminati, stuff like that, Satanists, this is definitely a cool movie for you. It's more cerebral, less horror. I mean, it is horror, but it's less gore, more cerebral. There's definitely some creepy aspects to it. I think this is more about the payoff, and the idea behind it is really creepy and original. It's about a girl who is determined to make it as an actress in Hollywood, and how far someone who is trying to get into that industry with maybe the bad kind of people around, how far are you willing to go, or what are you willing to do for that? And the acting is great also. I think the actress who plays the lead is phenomenal. It's very subtle. If you pay attention to it, then that's like where the creepiness lies. This one you could probably find on a few free streaming sites. I think I watched it for free. It might be on Tubi, but I like this movie so much that I ended up buying it, even though you can get it for free. I like to own a physical copy of movies that I really like, so definitely recommend giving this a shot if you're into that kind of subject matter. Number 5 is Coherence. This one is actually not specifically a horror movie. I had it in my horror section for a while, but then I decided to take it out and move it to like the sci-fi section. But I would say it's like a sci-fi horror. Definitely a cerebral movie. Definitely indie. I actually saw this movie in a theater in Portland, Oregon, and it was released to like very few theaters across the country. But I was happy that I got to see it in theaters. It has Nicholas Brendon in it, who I love from Buffy, so just the fact that he was in it and hadn't seen him in a while, I was kind of excited to see that. And it was a really good movie. I'm really glad I got to see it in theaters. It's about a meteor that goes overhead, and it's called, what is it called? I can't remember the name of the meteor, but the last time it came around, like, it made people go a little bit crazy. People had thought like it made people go a little bit crazy. People got lost or thought people in their family weren't their family. And if you just watch the preview and it interests you, I definitely recommend giving it a try, because it's definitely a fun, cerebral movie with a lot of creepiness to it. Fun fact about this movie, it was done kind of in an improv type of way. They were like all given prompts and told, they were given like, certain triggers to start to say their lines, or it was done in a very improv kind of way. So that's why it has like a very natural kind of feel and flow to it. Like the dialogue and the conversations seem more realistic than like a scripted movie. I thought that was cool. Alright, number 4 on my list is a movie called Come Back to Me. I saw this on Netflix a while back and definitely was surprised at how much I liked it. Definitely a fun watch. I would say it has kind of like a Groundhog Day premise. There's a few horror movies that have that kind of premise. There's Happy Death Day, where the girl gets murdered and then she wakes up again and lives the same day over and over. This kind of has like a similar vibe. So does another movie on this list that I will mention. I like this a lot more than Happy Death Day. It's really creepy. It's a slasher. The lead is great. The acting is really cool. The story is really creepy and different. It's got a supernatural feel to it, obviously, with the Groundhog Day theme. That's gonna be different. Yeah, I would say it's genuinely creepy. That's so funny. I read that and I definitely agree with that. It's genuinely a creepy movie. Number 3 on my list is a movie called Autopsy of Jane Doe. This one is probably the most popular or the most mainstream of all of them. I definitely think it's still underrated, and it's definitely worth a watch if you have not seen this yet. It's really creepy. Definitely cerebral, definitely like an indie type of horror movie. It's got so many creepy elements to it that are done very well. The acting is great. It's Emile Hirsch and Brian Cox, who I love both of those guys. They're always great, and whenever I've seen them in anything. Even the autopsy, the actress who plays the corpse, she is actually, she's actually playing the corpse the whole time, and they don't ever use like a silicone prop, so that's pretty cool. It's definitely a mind bender. Makes you question what's going on. It's really fun to watch, and I totally recommend this as one to watch when you want to get scared. This is a good scary movie. Don't want to go into too much detail about it. I don't want to give anything away, but it just has a lot of twists and turns, and definitely give it a shot. Alright, down to number 2 on my list of horror movies you probably have not seen. This one is called A Dark Song. This is actually one of my favorite movies. I had it a little lower on the list, but I decided to move it up to number 2 after I was talking to my friend about it, because I was realizing like how much I really love this movie. It's very effective. It really touched me. It's a horror movie, but it's a very slow burning cerebral horror movie, so it might be a little hard to sit through, but I promise that if you're paying attention and you get to the payoff, it has an amazing ending. It's more than a horror movie. It's actually a really good drama. It has a great story. It's really sad and like utterly creepy, and after you watch it, you might need to watch it again to kind of understand it better. I also recommend watching Ryan Hollinger's video. He does a breakdown, or like the meaning behind this movie, and when I watched that, like, it made me start crying, because it's just such a deep movie, and it's about the occult. So if you like occult or like witchcraft kind of things, then this is definitely up your alley. It is about a woman who is trying to accomplish a ritual, and the ritual is to get you in touch with like your higher powers, or with your guardian angels, or don't want to give too much about the details on that. I don't know what exactly like the trailer might spoil for you, but I don't want to spoil it. So she's just trying to like do this ritual, and it's very realistic and very gritty, and very dark and just true. It's very true. It's very dark and just very meaningful movie. Especially like if you're into theology and stuff like that. number one on my list, a Crook Brothers film. This is called Salvage. This is definitely a B type of movie. It has a indie feel. I would say maybe the camera quality isn't the best, but it definitely makes up for it in the storytelling, the acting. It's a really fun, cool movie. I actually found this movie in like a 4-pack of like B movies that you could get for like $5 at like Walgreens. But I was just wanting to like watch some movies because I was like sick one day and I came across it, and I'm so happy I did. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's definitely a hidden gem. I had to buy it as a singlet, and this one also kind of has that Groundhog Day theme that I was talking about with Come Back to Me. This one, Come Back to Me, and Happy Death Day all have that like recurring murder kind of feel. And I'm not giving anything away because it says that right here, like on the box. Claire Parker is going to die like again and again and again. And it's really fun, like it's very cerebral actually when you start picking up on everything that's going on and why it's happening. And the twist at the end is like the biggest payoff ever. This is one of those movies when you finish watching it, and then you watch it like the second time, you just understand it so much more, and it gets even better with every watching. You can catch more details on it on the second viewing and the following viewings, and it makes it almost more enjoyable than the first viewing. So I really enjoy showing this to other people and getting their reaction, and I have a lot of fun watching it over and over again. It's also got a really cool soundtrack. If you are on my channel because you think you have like a similar taste in horror, I would definitely recommend this. You know, if you're not into like the whole B movie feel, I understand, but really give this one a shot if you want to experience something different, and maybe something that could have a huge payoff at the end. And if you don't like it, let me know. Leave me comments telling me what you think of my list of movies, especially this one, because I want to know that I've turned some people onto it. That would be pretty cool. Again, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel and having it grow so much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, share the video if you want. I really appreciate it.